Hey there, Internet Drifters. It's Izanami-kun, back with our drama-filled reality rim world. So our people are they're still trying to get their house rooms built. It's a long road because they just talk so much while they're working. But it's some funny stuff, man, and I'm really excited to see what we come up with this time. Especially in their way of romance. Why do they want to keep romancing people with food? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about food, but food seems to be a pretty funny topic lately. So let's get in here and see where we go. I still don't have this damn thing set up yet. It's got the wood. Well, hopefully Michael will do that as soon as he wakes up. First conversation of the day. Solek joked about using spears with Sam. That's more of a bro conversation, but I guess they're in a relationship now. Nothing's off limits, right? I wonder what that was like, since Sam is pretty severe. She's that bush sniper. So she's not really a stranger to violence at all. Yeah, that seems to be a pretty tame conversation. For them. Oh yeah, Michael was up late because of the mental break, so it's gonna be a while before he wakes up, I guess. Boy, they're talkative today. What you talking about now? Discuss the topic of the absence of aliens. That is a good point. You know, we're on an alien world. Where are the aliens? Why is everybody a human? Now, with some mod packs, that's actually not true. So I wonder if they sort of take that out of the equation, like out of the socializing rotation of possible topics, or if that's one of those ironic instances where they start talking about the absence of aliens, where you have the mod pack where, you know, like some of these people would be aliens. And they're like, what do you mean absence? But no, that's actually a pretty decent... See, they're like on point with these conversations today. Why are there no aliens in RimWorld? It does seem a little funky if we're at RimWorlds. But I guess maybe it's trying to follow a more scientific-y sort of path. Because science suggests that we actually are alone in the universe as far as intelligent life. So, I don't know. Things to think about. Hey Michael, I'm manually waking you up because you know what? It's your fault, okay? It's your fault. Let's get on this building shit. Spoils in 4 hours. All that hard work that Sam put into fishing, it's gonna go to waste. And why is it gonna go to waste, Michael? Because you couldn't stop your tantrum for 5 seconds to build all this shit so that they could cook it. Solek and Sam. Man, they're having all sorts of conversations. They had a heartfelt conversation about art movements. So many questions. What is an art movement? Is that like a bowel movement but with art? Or is that like the Renaissance? Was that like an art movement? Is that what they're talking about? And how do you have a heartfelt conversation? I mean, having a heartfelt conversation about philosophy makes sense, but about art movements? I mean, are either of you even artistic? Even a little? Maybe that's why they can have a heartfelt conversation about art movements because they're not artistic enough to understand how plebeian their conversation probably is. They think it's deep, but it's probably really not. But, I guess that's the sort of thing that happens on reality shows, so not really as weird as some of the other stuff, right? Hey, Solek is talking to somebody besides Sam. He told a joke about lovers to Gucci. Oh. Because you know that Solek knows. Like, he has to know that Gutierrez was into him. And he just told a joke about lovers to her, rubbing it in. Let's pour some salt on that wound, why don't we, Solek? Jeez. I was just thinking, why the hell is Gutierrez just kind of walking around? That's because she doesn't have anything to do. We need to make her mind stuff. So apparently we don't need a butcher spot for the fish. We just cook them flat out. However, animals do die on the map, and we'll need to butcher those. And I'd like to make as much use of the, random deaths that happen. I don't know why, I just really care about whether or not they end up getting used in a good way. See, it's like right here, that cassowary, so much meat there. Sam shared a word about fir trees with Gutierrez. There's no fir on the map. I don't even think fir is a type of plant that we can plant. I don't think we can plant trees yet, but I'm pretty sure fir is not on that list. So I guess Sam is fondly remembering that firs exist and that she will never see them again. Usually, when it's raining, that's usually the time that I go hunting boomalope, but they're so busy. They're right there. Yeah, we're gonna do it. The bass has rotted away in storage. Well, that's okay. We have plenty of meat to go around now. I don't know why, but sometimes the fire just never goes out. It should. The rain should make the fire go out, but sometimes it just consumes until the boomalope is gone, and I don't really understand that. But the workaround for that is just to make it a home area so that you can just firefight it out, and that takes care of it. But if any of the developers are watching this, I'd really like you to fix that, because, like, the rain should make the fire go out indiscriminately. It shouldn't be like this one gets to be put out and that one doesn't. No, what? That doesn't make sense. I don't understand this. Is this something, because it didn't used to be like this, so is this something that was changed to be this way? Because if that's the case, I don't like it. Oh, hey, Michael and Solek quipped about using landmines. Well, after killing the boomalope together, that makes sense. Things go boom, and then you're all like, yeah, let's use some landmines. Maybe a bazooka. Can turn these boomalope into landmines. Whoa. Solek and Sam, passing each other by, decided that they were going to talk about yams. I don't know what these kids have with freaking food, man. It's not even food generally, it's like produce. But it was Sam talking about it with Solek, and it didn't really make him randy, so I'm guessing that's an improvement on the relationship. And Solek decided he was going to talk about roulette. And I feel like there's got to be some kind of connection between the yams and roulette, which, God help me, I cannot figure out what kind of connection that would be. But they weren't in the same area for long enough for that to be a long train of thought. So what kind of yam thought or what kind of yam conversation would then lead into roulette? I don't know, but it's kind of interesting that they did that. I don't know. And now the girls are talking about toques. I don't really like. Do they want them, or is it an interesting fashion that they're musing about? Maybe they're laughing about people that wear toques because they have actual helmets, or maybe they wish they had the comfort of a toque instead of the hard discomfort of a helmet. Hey, Michael and Gutierrez are talking again, chatting about cobras. There are some cobras on the map, I think. Yeah, there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. So that is a very relevant conversation that they are having about cobras. I bet he saw one and he was like, hey man, watch out for this, because that's some bad stuff. And Sam commented about hostile town guards to Michael. I think she must be reminiscing about whatever childhood she had with Michael, because Michael is her father. She's 36, he's 28, I think. Yeah, 28. But that is his daughter, so let's do the math. 110 and 74. That doesn't really add up. Yeah, that really doesn't add up. So, assuming that since he's 110 actual years old, that's the amount of time that he had, somewhere in there, anywhere in there, to have a baby. That means that he would have to, okay, so 110 minus 74 is 36, which is ironic because that's how old she is. That means that Michael had to have been frozen once and come back out to have a baby and then gone back in. Boy, that gets confusing. So we have no idea what age he was or how long they would have had together, but considering she was raised as a ranger child, although it says her father taught her to hunt and live off the land, it means that he had to have been raising her for, I would say, at least 12 years. Otherwise, she wouldn't have all of this information. And now that's not even going as far as to say it was the full 18 years for her to be an adult afterwards, because that would almost be ridiculous. 18 years would be 10. Which I don't even want to think about that. So 12 years, that would have put him at 16 when she was born. Also, I don't know how they're talking about town guards when she wasn't even raised in a town. She was raised in a forest. So Gutierrez and Sam are talking about wearing button-down shirts. Which, I mean, maybe. Is that something that you want to do? I guess if they talk about it a second time, I'll make sure that I make button-down shirts for them. I don't know that that's going to be helpful. I mean, this is a year-round summer sort of place, but yeah, it's what you want. Solek and Sam connected on the topic of a man's spread through the universe. Oh, not a man, just man. That makes a big difference, because I was going to say something about why couldn't it be a woman, but yeah, that just means human. So that's going to be a really interesting and deep conversation that we'll never really understand, because we don't know the specifics of how humanity spread throughout the universe in this world. I mean, especially since they are technically on an intergalactic reality TV show, them talking about the spread of man through the universe may actually come off a little bit superficial. I don't know if they're really going all that deep with it, but it's deep to them, and that's what matters. Oh, at some point, Michael and Sam chatted about chess, probably while he was grabbing wood. Maybe they should play. I do have a chessboard here for you guys. You don't have to talk about it, although I guess in order to set up time to play, maybe they had to talk about it. But let's do some father-daughter bonding while playing chess. In the last conversation before bed, Michael and Sam quipped about goshawks? Ghost shocks? I don't know what is that word? Is that a word? I really don't know what that word is. But they apparently quipped about it. And it must have been funny enough, because then they started talking about entertainment, and they're both literally about to go to bed. Well, I guess he's taking a simple meal. But Sam is going to bed. I want to know, what is ghost shocks? Goshawks? Apparently it's a kind of hawk. Very plentiful. I don't know why it couldn't just say hawk, but sure, okay. Uh-huh. Oh, Squeaky. Something Squeaky is dying. There it is. They make such cute little squeaks. I don't like it. I don't like it. Come on. Oh, it turned into grossness. I wonder why. Toxic buildup? Why did it have toxic buildup? Where's the... Do other things have toxic buildup? No. Why did that have toxic buildup? Where the hell did it come from? There were toxic buildup stuff. I guess maybe that was from the cobra bite, but then wouldn't the cobra be able to eat it? And now it definitely won't be able to, because it's rotting. I don't know what to do about that. He's gonna go kill another one. Yep. See? Huh. Weird. First conversation of the day. Solek made a comment about xenohumans to Michael. Ooh, I don't know what xenohumans are, but that sounds amazing. I wonder if they want to be xenohumans. Like, is that like cyborg kind of humans? with like AI installed or something. And none of them are against the idea, so maybe they're talking about how cool that would be. It would be really cool. It would be. It would also be really weird. But I think that's sort of the point. Now there's all these people visiting. I wonder if we'll have conversations with them. Nope. They're not interested in talking to each other at all. Solek and Michael are talking about fine meals. Part of me wonders if that's because Solek just got finished planting a bunch of wheat, which we can use to make some pretty decent dessert stuffs. And we got some allspice plant going, so at some point we'll be able to make some like gourmet shit. Hey, Sam thinks that we should give our faction a name. Well, the faction is going to be called RealityRW, because, why not? And the settlement will be called Drama. Sam chatted about eating habits while I was busy with a drop pod thingy. Eating habits. Why are they talking about eating habits? I wonder. Is that another thing about eating disorders that we're talking about, or are you just talking about different like times to eat, or like chewing your food a billion times? What are these eating habits that you speak of? It could be really good or really bad or somewhere in between. Gutierrez and Sam communicated thoughts about artistic instincts. Well, we already established that Sam has zero artistic, and so does Gutierrez. So what the hell did they possibly know about artistic instincts? Gutierrez said something about cooking with bell peppers to Solek. Okay, so from episode number 1, bell peppers were a big deal. That was what Solek talked about with Sam that made her gush and want to be in a relationship with him. So Gutierrez talking about cooking with bell peppers is fucking hilarious. Because it's like she's still trying to win him over. Michael chatted about cleaning with Solek at some point, and apparently they quietly talked about technology. I don't know where that even happened. Michael's been down there the whole time, and Solek's been all the way across the map getting this jelly. So I'm not really sure when they had the opportunity to talk about those things. It's like they snuck off and did it while God wasn't watching. But Gutierrez talking about bell peppers is classic. It's woman will not take no for an answer. Ouch. Here we go again. Michael tried to flirt with Gutierrez by implying good things about his own sexual prowess. Gutierrez did not respond. Rebuffed me ×2. I don't know why he keeps trying to go straight into hitting on her. It's not like they've had a whole lot of conversation, right? Like, Michael and Gutierrez. Where's Gutierrez? That was last episode where. Okay, so they talked about cobras. She tried to calm him down while he was having his thing, his mental break last episode, by talking about sweet foods, where she did a really terrible job. And that's as far as it goes. It doesn't save anymore. They didn't really have a lot of conversation. Although I guess it could be said Solik and Sam didn't have a lot of conversation either, and they immediately hooked up. So I don't know. I don't understand why this isn't happening. He's trying so hard. What does she have against him? They're obviously beautiful. So what personality traits are preventing? Maybe it's the too smart. Maybe she doesn't like that he's too smart and greedy. That could be. That could be. Aw. Sam and Michael are having a little conversation. Talking about eating without tables. Well, that was the case until this day. This is the first day that they've been able to sit at a table while eating. And then they chatted about fat people. Wow. That's all I can say about that. I wonder if Michael is upset about Gutierrez continuing to rebuff him because she's a little overweight. So maybe he's chatting about fat people because he's angry. Because he keeps getting denied. And it's not actually like anger or disgust or anything against fat people, just that he just can't handle rejection well. And now they're talking about bandits. Gutierrez isn't a bandit, is she? Well, Herb World Urchin could definitely seem like a bandit. So he could just be really upset and just trying to blow off steam by talking about things with his daughter. That is gross. That is gross, and it made Michael run away. Sam was chatting about loving with Michael, which is basically this game's version of saying that they talked about sex. Now Solik and Sam spoke about fighting muggers just now as he passed. What a random comment to have, Solik. I think Solik's trying to flex like real hard to Sam. He keeps talking to Sam about like fighting against muggers. I think this is the second time he's talked about fighting muggers. And then like earlier he was talking about fighting with spears. I think he's trying to flex, be like, I got you, fam. They haven't had a chance to be intimate yet, so Sam and Michael joked about breakfast cereal. Now, what a way to come back from chatting about loving. Come back. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that, but let's talk about breakfast cereal. That's a safe conversation. Let's do that. That reminds me of you being a kid, you know? Alright, I think we're going to end this one here. The conversations aren't always weird. Like, sometimes they're, like, way out there, and sometimes, apparently, they just flow like you would expect them to. And that gets a little creepy. But like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Check me out on Patreon. Check out my website, izanami-kun.com. And I'll see you guys again when you drift into the next video.